This is WSLS 10 at 11.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us for WSLS at 11. Jenna has the night off. Our top story tonight, reaction to the announcement of the agreement between the U.S. and Russia to remove Syria's chemical weapons. Much of the details still need to be worked out, but according to U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, in 1 week, Syria must disclose the amount of chemical weapons they have and where they are. Then in November, Syria must provide inspectors unlimited access to enter chemical arsenal, to which a full report must be issued soon thereafter. Both requires full cooperation of Syria, something that doesn't sit well with the Syrian National Coalition in Turkey and a few U.S. allies.
It's not a chemical weapons issue. The regime continuing to kill the people every day.
Assad asking for 30 days to get his house in order before he would turn over these weapons of mass destruction is ridiculous and absurd.
Meanwhile, people on the government side say they prefer it to airstrikes, but find the timetable very tight. Now, U.S. officials say if this plan works, it would be a huge benefit to everyone. Senator Tim Kaine also weighed in on the agreement, saying, quote, "I applaud Secretary Kerry for his tireless efforts throughout this process and look forward to this important work leading to a broader negotiated political transaction to end the violence for all Syrians." Turning now to weather, an absolutely gorgeous day in our area. We remain dry. Unfortunately, though, people in Colorado still expecting some major devastation tonight. This after 3 straight days of heavy rain and major flooding. The death toll is now up to at least 4, and authorities say hundreds of people are still missing. The National Guard was called in to help. They spent the day evacuating nearly 800 stranded people. Those wanting to stay behind have been warned to prepare for a month without electricity or water. And unfortunately, more rain is in the forecast for this weekend. We certainly hope things get better for them. For a quick look at our forecast, let's check in with Storm Team 10, Christina Montori. Christina, are we expecting any rain? I think you said at the end of next week, is that right?
We are expecting some rainfall, but nothing like they're seeing in Colorado. We're actually going to see a beautiful day, though, for tomorrow. It's going to be a lot like today, just a little bit warmer, but we are starting out on the cool side. We're 53 degrees at 8 a.m., but we're warming to about 71 by noon and a high temperature around 78 degrees by 5, all with low humidity and plenty of sunshine. High pressure is in place over our region, and it's going to stay like that through our Sunday, but that area of high pressure is shifting to the east. So as we head into the work week, we are going to see some of those changes. I'll tell you all about that in just a few minutes. Katie?
Christina, turning now to a WSLS crime watch out of Manita. Terry's Country Corner store is usually a quiet place, but recently it's been the target of several crimes. Owner Bob Terry tells WSLS last week someone tried to break into the store overnight, breaking out 2 separate windows. Now, police are looking for a man who stole 2 knives, about $150 worth of merchandise from the store. That was on Thursday.
Just have to be more alert, I think, is the main thing. Watch what's going on. A lot of people, they don't pay any attention to it, but I believe now they're beginning to take notice of what's happening around them.
And Terry has been a target before. Back in 2011, he was attacked and robbed when closing his store one evening. We've posted a link to our website. That's WSLS.com with more information on the description of the suspect. Now we continue our coverage on the Alexis Murphy case. An emotional first meeting today for the families of 2 young women abducted in Central Virginia, Alexis Murphy and Morgan Harrington.
My daughter was not misplaced. Alexis was not misplaced. They were stolen. They were ripped from their lives.
Both the Murphy and the Harrington family came together this afternoon for a Help Save the Next Girl event. The nonprofit organization was started by the Harrington family after their daughter Morgan was abducted and murdered back in 2009. The family set up at Chandler's Bakery in Charlottesville, near where 17-year-old Murphy's car was found more than a month ago. The Murphy family says they are still hopeful their daughter will come home.
You don't have faith and you don't have nothing at all, so I got to keep my faith. So it's my baby daughter, I got to bring her home, so my faith is strong.
You know, I take it day by day. God is what gets me up, because every day I just think maybe today be the day she come home.
Organizers say this is one of the largest turnouts for a Save the Next Girl event. The goal is to spread awareness for unsolved missing and murdered person cases. In tonight's news around Virginia, the planned launch of a ship from the Commonwealth to the International Space Station has been postponed. The launch was originally set for Tuesday from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility on Virginia's eastern shore. Officials say the launch is now set for sometime Wednesday morning, and that poor weather is to blame for the delay. A technical issue also was identified during a systems test. The USS Mahan returns to Virginia after an 8.5-month deployment, including being in the eastern Mediterranean Sea for a potential strike against Syria. The deployment was extended after they became one of the first destroyers to respond when the U.S. was deciding whether to take military action against Syria. Family members say they've relieved the destroyer returned before a potential conflict. A little closer to home, an auction date has been set for a historic Virginia landmark and tourist attraction. The privately owned natural bridge in Rockbridge County will be auctioned off on November 14th. This is just back in June, the National Park Service agreed to study the possibility of turning it into a natural park. The bridge will be auctioned off along with Natural Bridge Caverns and a 150-room hotel. The property's main owner is a D.C. businessman. He tried to sell it back in 2007 for $39 million. First Superstorm Sandy, and now a devastating fire has once again demolished part of an iconic New Jersey boardwalk. How Governor Chris Christie pledged to help those affected by the most recent disaster. Then we'll check in with our sports director John Appicello to hear how the Hokies react to their close call in Greenville.
The low humidity and plenty of sunshine is going to continue into tomorrow, but we will see changes as we head into the work week. I'll tell you about that after the break. Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Christina Montori. We're going to see another day with low humidity and plenty of sunshine for our Sunday. We're 49 degrees to start out at 6 a.m., so a very chilly start, but we're warming to 71 by noon and a high of around 78 degrees by 5, and that is our 3-degree guarantee for our Sunday. So most of the eastern half of the U.S. seeing a very clear spot here. That is where we have high pressure in control. This system is going to stay in control as we head into our Sunday, but it is moving to the east. So by Monday, it will be centered in the Atlantic, and this positioning giving us southerly flow, which is going to bring in some moisture. So we have the moisture in place, and we're also going to have a cold front moving through the region as we head into our Monday afternoon and evening. So this could give us more cloud cover and also a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. So we'll take it hour by hour now. Overnight tonight, we're just looking at clear skies, and that will last into tomorrow morning. Through the afternoon hours tomorrow, just plenty of sunshine and a few passing clouds. I don't think we're going to see any wet weather, but heading into Monday, we're going to start out with plenty of sun, but then as that cold front moves through, we are going to see an increase in cloud cover, and by the late afternoon, scattered showers and storms will be a possibility, but many of us will be missed. This is going to be a pretty weak frontal boundary. So we saw that high pressure shift bringing in the moisture, so we're going to see our dew points climbing. By tomorrow, they're in the 50s, and then by Monday, climbing into the 60s. So this means we are going to have the humidity in place, but it's not going to be too terribly oppressive for us. So we're 50 degrees in Hot Springs right now. We're cooling down quickly, still holding on to 61 in Roanoke. Everywhere else, already in the 50s tonight. And for overnight lows, we're going to be falling into the 40s. So a very chilly and clear night. All of that heat escaping back into the atmosphere for us tonight. For tomorrow afternoon, we're warming up nicely into the 70s for most of the viewing area. 80 though, in through Martinsville, 81 in through Danville, all with low humidity. So another comfortable day for us. All right, into the Gulf of Mexico, we have Hurricane Ingrid right now. Maximum sustained winds at about 85 miles per hour. This is expected to strengthen into a Category 2 hurricane as it makes its way inland into Mexico and then quickly falling apart after that. So back here at home, we're looking at our next 7 days. We are going to stay in the 70s until we head into our Thursday. Then we'll be in the low 80s through Friday, then back into the 70s for Saturday. So very comfortable temperatures on tap. Hit or miss shower and storm possibilities tomorrow. Many of us do stay dry. Better chances for Friday and early next weekend.
And Christina, I've got to say, an absolutely gorgeous day out there today. I think around noon when you expect to be blazing hot,
Yes.
It was like 65 degrees.
It was very comfortable. The low humidity made a huge difference too.
And what's our 3-degree guarantee today?
We had a forecast high temperature of 72. We made it to 75. That's good for $10. The monthly total now at $320. The money this month is going to the Children's Trust of the Roanoke Valley.
Great organization. Thanks so much, Christina. Sure. After a year and a half since the Costa Concordia capsized, progress is finally being made. After the break, find out what's in store for this cruise ship. And when you see news happening, we want to hear from you. Call us at 1-800-CNews or email digital pictures to news@WSLS.com. You can also find us on Facebook at WSLS10 or find us on Twitter. Welcome back. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie spent the day touring Seaside Heights, assessing damage from the massive boardwalk fire. Christie met privately with 30 business owners who suffered losses in Thursday's fire, pledging $15 million in state aid. He says while it's another major hit for the area destroyed just last year by Superstorm Sandy, the mourning period is over, and now it's time to get busy.
Got to get back to work. Some people were telling me how sad they thought it was, and I said, fine, time for sadness is over now. You know, we had 2 days to feel sad about this, and it's legitimately a sad thing. But we got work to do now.
He went on to say that the good news, if there is any, is that the fire was contained before it engulfed the entire boardwalk. A Greyhound bus crash in Ohio sends at least 35 people to the hospital. Police say early this morning the bus drove off the side of a highway, hit a tree and a fence before flipping onto its side and finally sliding to a stop in a cornfield. Some of the passengers were trapped inside and had to be pulled out by paramedics. The injuries ranged from minor to severe, but none were life-threatening. The cause of the crash is still under investigation, but one passenger says the driver might have had some kind of medical incident. The Costa Concordia that's been capsized off Italy's coastline should be standing upright by Monday. At least 30 people were killed in the accident more than a year and a half ago. The cruise ship will be rolled off the seabed and onto underwater platforms. It's expected to be one of the most challenging salvage operations in marine history. Now let's switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk about some sports, and that will be right back. That will happen when we get right back.
Now, WSLS Sports from the Virginia Honda Dealers Sports Corner.
The big showdown in college football today. Number 6 Texas A&M and Johnny Football jumping out to a 14-0 lead over number 1 Alabama. Then here comes the Tide. A.J. McCarron to Kenny Bell for the touchdown. He had 4 touchdown passes. Bama stormed back to take a 35-14 lead. They outscore A&M 49-42. Johnny Manziel 464 and 5 touchdowns in a losing cause. Meanwhile, Virginia Tech's trip to Greenville far from a pleasure cruise. Ships entering these pirate waters can expect some hostility, and the Hokies were not immune. Here we go to Greenville and have a look at that high-powered East Carolina offense. Shane Card into Bryce Williams for 6. It's 7-0 Pirates. Virginia Tech answers. Logan Thomas going up top to the fleet feet of Dimitri Knowles. 30-yard hookup. 7-7 in this one. Logan 25 of 43 for 258, but ECU with a 10-7 lead. The Hokies D stifling again. Brandon Faison had a pair of picks, including that key one there. And then Logan going to DJ Coles, 3-yard touchdown. 13-10 Hokies. Missed extra points, some missed field goals, kept ECU in it before James Gale had a safety to make it 15-10, and that was the final. So Virginia Tech survives. Here's Jonathan Merriman with more about some of those struggles on special teams.
Well, John, we're now 3 games into the season, and it's the same story. The defense is strong. We came into this year knowing that Virginia Tech's defense would be the leaders on the field, but we didn't know how those young defensive backs would fare, and one of them, he did pretty well tonight, and that's Brandon Faison. He had 2 interceptions on an East Carolina offense that's highly efficient.
And he was like, you know, if you see this, do this. I saw that the next drive, and I just ran inside of it and I just picked it. And the second time, Bonner made a heck of a play on the out cut, and the ball just was tipped in the air, and I just had to come up and make a play.
Oh, he's playing. He's reminding me of J-Ron Hosley, because J-Ron Hosley used to leave with a couple picks every game. But hopefully he can continue to grow.
And though the outcome of the game was different, the headline will read the same, just like after the Alabama game. The defense played strong, but this time the problem lies with Cody Jurnell. He missed 3 field goals and 1 point after touchdown.
Got to get our field goal kicker right. He'll be right. He's way too good.
So honestly, it's probably the worst game I've ever played my whole career, and I apologize to the team for it. They're all behind me, but I told them I'd get on it this week, make sure it never happened again. So.
And John, there's no doubt that during this week they will put in a lot of work in that film room working on the special teams, but the good news for the Hokies, they have a home game next week, and that'll help them out a little bit. They play Marshall Saturday. In Greenville, North Carolina, Jonathan Merriman, WSLS 10 Sports.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Scores for you. As you can see, the Keydets fall today, and Shenandoah better than Ferrum, 43-20. Liberty with a victory this evening. That score was 38-10 over Morgan State. All right, the result of this week's scandal and result, new rules by NASCAR. Among them, the drivers are required to race at 100% of their ability with the goal of achieving the best possible finishing position. No more digital radios on the spotter stand, only 1 spotter per car. Let the chase begin. We'll start with a nationwide this evening, and we are in Chicago, site of the first chase race. A bit of a warm-up, if you will, and a little bit of twisted metal right here. How about Brett Butler getting into the back of Elliott Sadler right there as he's trying to get onto pit road. In the end, though, the domination from the 54 car, it's Kyle Busch who wins for the 10th time this year on the Nationwide Tour, the 61st time in his career. Make room for some cross country on this football and race weekend. The 10th annual Knights Crossing Invitational. The host team's Katie Fortner capturing bronze in the girls' top varsity race, running the 5K in 18:28.
It is. It was really nice to go out and run my course and know that everyone here is on my course. This is my turf. I got to do good on mine, so it was inspiring. I felt comfortable. I didn't want to go out too quickly again, so I was trying to save stuff for the end this time, and I did. I thought I did a pretty good job of saving out, but I felt pretty comfortable, so that's good that I know I can go faster next time.
In that same girls race, the Blacksburg girls won the team title. Meanwhile, you're looking at the finish of the boys race, won by Matthew Bradford of George Washington High in West Virginia. Ran a blazing 15:21.8. The Blacksburg boys led by Noah Combs. He was 6th. They grab a 3rd place finish in the team standings in a stacked field won by Broughton, a 4A powerhouse out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Recapping your top area finishers, Blacksburg boys and girls teams. Fortner, of course, for the Knights. Noel Palmer of LCA and Gage Kern of Allegheny in the smaller school classifications. A lot of people out there doing some good work, running hard. A beautiful day for it.
And we were talking about those cross-country runners. I can't believe it. You said 1 mile in maybe 5 minutes
Yeah,
or so?
The winner went about 5:08 per. That's pretty fast.
That's pretty impressive.
Yes.
Thank you so much, John. Stay with us. We'll be right back. When you think of Goodwill, many of us think of donating clothes, shoes, and toys, but today they teamed up with several local businesses to hold their 4th annual Fall Eco Day. They spent the day collecting electronics, both working and non-working. And if you missed today's event, Goodwill says these type of donations happen every single day at each of their local stores.
And the point of these collections is to have a safe, eco-friendly place to dispose of all of those electronics. And we've posted those locations, those drop-off sites on my Facebook page and also on our WSLS Facebook page.
Definitely great information. Well, that's all the time we have for now. Thank you for watching. Saturday Night Live is up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow.